Well, here on Idaho Today, we love to talk about all things local, whether or not maybe you grew up here, or perhaps you're new to the area. We suggest you check out a podcast. It's a Boise-based podcast. It's called The Boise Bubble. And we are so lucky today to be joined by Shane and Natalie Plummer. They are the co-hosts of The Boise Bubble. And congratulations, because it's your anniversary today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and you are obviously very in love because you do a podcast together. And not that I'm just saying, as a married woman, I just don't know. I mean, my husband's and my podcast would probably be engaging, but I don't know if the end result would be good for us. So congratulations that you guys do this so often and so successfully.
Thank you.
And it's obvious because today you're celebrating yet another anniversary.
We are.
21 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
21 years,
21,
too.
Long
yeah.
time.
That is
Long
amazing.
time. Yeah.
All right. So for those who are not familiar with the Boise Bubble, kind of give us a little bit of a background. What's the focus of this podcast?
I think that Natalie and I probably have differing stories of the genesis of how we started.
Okay,
I just thought that we were going to start like a hobby together. And at first I thought, most couples, maybe they get into wine, maybe they volunteer, or maybe we just pick a show to binge watch. But in typical Natalie fashion, she says, well, let's start a podcast and turn it into a business. And I said, why not? Let's try it. Her version, I think, is better, but she's got an amazing skill set, and I've got good skill sets that kind of marry up. She's invested in the community. She's developed an amazing network of entrepreneurs here in the Valley, and she loves this place. I've got a background in recruiting and interviewing, and I just love talking to people, and I love this place, and there's a lot to talk about. So here we are.
And there you go. So that was kind of the birth of the Boise Bubble. How long have you been doing the podcast for?
A little over a year now.
Okay, all right. And you've already had the opportunity to do something super cool. You had a national interview with CNN. Tell me about that.
Yes, that was really cool. So about a month ago, I got a message on Hello Meridian, which is a page that I run. And it was, hey, I'm a CNN correspondent. I'm listening to the Boise Bubble. I'm like, oh,
like, good,
sure.
that's good.
Yeah. And they're like, well, we really like some of your pieces and we want to come to Boise to interview you. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, like that's normal. So it was a piece, originally the piece was going to be for CNN Plus. It was a much longer piece, but as many people know, CNN Plus ended just a few days after the interview, actually. So we thought that the piece was not going to make it. And then what happened was they realized it was still an important piece, so it went on to full CNN, which was really cool.
Great.
And so the piece was basically that, as everyone knows, with the influx of population, the housing pricing has changed dramatically, and it was a piece on how that's being received here.
Yeah. And I want to talk about that too further, because on Boise Bubble, you guys cover a lot of stuff. You cover, local culture, but then also other topics like I mentioned moments ago, how to make friends as an adult.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite topics that you've discussed so far in the Boise Bubble? Personally, I want to hear your take, Shane, and I want to hear your take, Natalie.
I feel like we've done some fun things. We've talked a lot about the influx of population, people coming in from California, the differing perspectives, and that's been a lot of fun just to listen to what it sounds like to the locals and what it feels like for those that are coming into the Valley too. That's been fun. We talked to the Boise boys, Mark Anderson with the Grill Dads. We've had a lot of awesome people, former mayor of Meridian, Tammy DeVeerd, just great conversations. But the topics that we get the most engagement on sometimes have more to do with making friends. If we're adults and we're couples, how do we meet people? And then just marriage stuff. I feel like we've got a lot of engagement.
See, again, the anniversary thing, the being married and doing very important to be open and be able to talk about that stuff. I call it the water cooler conversations, right? It's the stuff that people really need to bond and connect over. And that's what makes Boise Bubble such a great resource, is because people can actually sit down and have that conversation with friends. That they may not see you in person and know you personally, but you're still a friend through the podcast, right? And they're relating to what you're saying, which is so special. So tell me, what is your favorite topic?
So it's interesting, the podcast, it was supposed to be very Boise focused. And then it is interesting because you kind of make things up as you go. I mean, that's what a lot of us are doing. And we're seeing that people do enjoy kind of these conversations about our marriage. We're trying to figure out how to bring that in. But I really have liked when we just sit down and talk, because we do really enjoy each other, and so it's fun. We did one on just what it's like to date each other in Boise, and that was really fun because we were genuinely laughing, and then afterwards it was like that was very fulfilling for the two of us, because it's important that it's fulfilling doing for us so that we keep doing it and so that it's
well, and it's genuine
beneficial.
too, and people sense that.
Yeah.
People know when you are being real. And that's what we all like to connect with. I do have to mention really quick, because we're tight on time though, but you've been hosting the Instagram account, Hello Meridian, for about 15 years, is that correct?
Well, I've been hosting, I've been in social media for 15 years and Hello Meridian for 6 years.
Oh, okay, great, which is also incredibly popular. A lot of people know Hello Meridian. So again, Boise Bubble, Hello Meridian, how do people follow you? Where do they find you?
So on Instagram is always an easy resource at the Boise Bubble and at Hello Meridian, and we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Wonderful, and I certainly hope this is not the last time we see you two here in studio.
Not.
I think you're absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of people already huge fans. That's why we're all so excited to have them here with us on Idaho Today.
Thank you so much.
So yes, you'll be back. I promise. We'll have more of Natalie and Shane here in the future on Idaho Today.